Hi, everybody. I'm Shonda Miles. Today, I want to talk to you about a leader's team. And this is the leader's personal team. So, a professional team is something different, but a leader's personal team. So, a leader should be positive all the time. They should be optimistic. Of course, they need to see, um, you know, things that's going to happen that may not be good. They should be able to study trends and patterns and all that. But a leader needs to be positive. They need to be uplifting and have an optimistic viewpoint. And a leader has challenges just like everybody else, right? They have families that have issues. They might be dealing with some type of terminal illness in their family. They might have a family member that's addicted to drugs. Life is happening to a leader just like it is everybody else, right? But a leader has always put on the best front, the best attitude. And so a leader needs a personal team. That means that they need people who are just there for them, to show them their blind spots, to ask hard questions, to be there for them, support in a supportive role, and to make sure that they stay mentally sharp. They're resilient. They're able to talk things out. They're able to get things out. They're able to say things in confidence. A leader needs their own personal team. And this may be different for a lot of people. So, for example, if you are in a close family, you have a close friend, maybe this person, kind of handles these roles for you. But just think about, who do you need as part of your support team? So this first one is a coach. And these are not in any specific order. I do believe that a leader has to constantly stay sharp. They need to be, improving their skills in a lot of different areas. But a coach is there to help them, ask them the hard questions. For example, is their life the ideal life? Like, if they were to think about a perfect life for that particular leader, what would that ideal life look like? What's the perfect lifestyle for that leader? Oftentimes we take over these organizations, or we lead these organizations, and or departments, and we don't think about our personal life. We get so entangled, so engulfed in the company, that we stop thinking about ourselves and our life. And so think about your life. And so a coach is there to ask you, okay, are you in the best physical health? Are you, eating the proper nutrition? Or how is your family, your children, your spouse? Like, are you spending time with them? Are you, asking hard questions? Are you listening? So coach is there to help the leader to think about these things on a regular basis. And when there's trouble, they're there to help them, support them in whatever area they need support in. And so every leader needs a coach. Not just an executive leadership coach as far as professional growth and all that. I'm talking about personal, asking the hard questions, because a leader, if they don't have a solid family foundation, then they're in trouble, right? If there's trouble in their marriage, if there's trouble with their children, there's going to be trouble. And so, because the leader's mind's going to be somewhere else instead of with the organization, on the organization. So it's important that a leader has someone who's there for them. A leader also needs a therapist. And so I like for a leader to have a therapist, for the simple fact that a coach is there. They can help with some of the blind spots. They can kind of help with some of the things that maybe a leader hasn't thought about, or, is, oblivious to for whatever reason. But a therapist is there really personally, right? Really personally. Maybe it's inner child, maybe it's, parental wounds, maybe it's past relationship hurts, whatever it is that has affected the leader in some way. We all have these moments, and I always think about, at any point in time, most of us can come up with 20 pivotal moments, 10 for sure, that are like defining. Like, we would not be where we are without these defining moments. And so I always think about a therapist can help us, because sometimes these defining moments, they're not good and they change us from who we are. They change us. They change how we see things. They change how we feel about things. They change how we feel about people. And unfortunately, it affects our future. It affects how we see people. And so a therapist is there to help the leader to heal and to be a confidential, somebody who they can express things confidentially without having to worry about the leader. About without worrying about the therapist going and sharing it with somebody else. So a leader needs a coach and a therapist, and a leader really needs a supportive spouse. And so sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't. But a good leader needs a spouse who is there. If they're married, if they're single, it's a different conversation. But the spouse, I mean, if the leader is married, then they need a good supportive foundation, a spouse who is there to support them. And I just mean that, the hard days when, they've been torn up by the media or whatever's happening, they've made a mistake and it's all over everywhere. They've got a supportive spouse there to help them deal with the daily, shame and guilt and all that. And then too, with their children, of course, a leader wants to be there for their kids. And so it's good if the kids are there for their parent, the leader as well. And, it's typically, I'm talking about if they're adults, if they're children, small children, then of course the leader needs to be there for their children. But it's important that a leader has people who support them. And so friends, a leader needs friends, and that just means that they can go and, whatever that looks like, play golf, play tennis, whatever it is that their hobbies are. They have friends that they can go in, Friday night dinner, Saturday night dinner, whatever it is, or lunch, or, whatever the hobby is, they're going and doing these things. So a leader has to be well-rounded. They can't just be working 80 hours, 100 hours in their office or in their business or in their, as a CEO. And I get it that a lot of successful CEOs or C-suite or leaders are working 80 hours, and I'm totally against it. And I get it sometimes, and it's for whatever reason, there's things that's happening. I believe in very short periods of time of that. If you got to do it, if you have to do it, 80 hours, but I don't think that it's good long-term at all. And so, just a leader needs a team, a personal team, a support team, support people that are there for the leader who, when things are not right, when things are just happening, that things are chaotic, things have taken a turn. The industry, we miss things in the industry, and things are, we miss technology. We didn't do what we need to do quickly. Strategy was off, whatever it was. A leader needs a team of people who's there, and they also need someone who is not a yes man or yes woman. So that just means that somebody who could tell the truth, who could say the hard truth. They can say, okay, well, you're really great at this, but you really have problems with this. This is something that you need to address. These are issues that you have that affect other people. Have you noticed when you do this to other people, this is what happens, just somebody who could tell the truth. And so something to be thinking about. If you're a leader, do you have a person, a friend? It could be somebody that works for you, but they can tell you they're not a yes man. They can tell you the truth. They're always willing to tell you the truth. They're always willing to go against what you say, even if it's just for a devil's advocate. But they have your good interest. They have your best interest at heart. They are, somebody who's cheering you on, but they want to make sure that you're, good 100% and not just good 60%, So a coach, a therapist, supportive family, and then this important person who has the role of being someone who tells the truth, no matter what, whether it's against the leader or for the leader, they're there to tell the truth. And so something to be thinking about. You need a personal team if you're a leader, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and maybe you don't need a therapist. Maybe you're completely fine. Typically, we have stuff, though. We have baggage that needs to be worked out. But a coach, somebody who can help you, with things that are happening, that you can't. Maybe you got to talk it out with a coach before you can, talk to whoever the person is. But just something to be thinking about if you're a leader, about having a team, a personal team, not just a professional team, but a personal team that just takes care of you, what's happening on the inside of you, and not necessarily, what you're doing as far as work is concerned.